Thursday, May 4th, and this is your coffee break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski with the latest local news, including the capture of a Greenwich bank robber, a man pulled from a burning car in New Canaan, and later on a preview of our newspapers this week. Frank Granito will join us with a look at the forecast and later on a Nutmeg sports update. But first, in New Canaan, the driver of a car that crashed into a tree in the area of North Wilton Road and Cross Ridge Road Wednesday evening was pulled from the burning vehicle by a Good Samaritan. Police observed the rescue as they arrived at the scene shortly after 6:55 p.m. The single male occupant, a resident of Wilton, Connecticut, was transported to Norwalk Hospital with serious injuries. The New Canaan Police Department Crash Reconstruction Team is currently investigating the accident with assistance of the Wilton Police Department. And a Stratford man and a 17-year-old boy were arrested Wednesday by Stratford police for allegedly stealing a Maserati car in Greenwich. Police charged 19-year-old Tyrell Foster of Stratford and the unnamed 17-year-old with first-degree larceny. The pair were arrested around 1:30 in the afternoon Wednesday. Stratford police said Foster and the 17-year-old were located after they abandoned a 2016 Maserati that they had stolen from Greenwich. The car was found abandoned on Carroll Road. Police said the arrests come after an increase in stolen car activity in the area. The Stratford Police K-9 Logan, who started work on Monday, assisted in tracking down those suspects. Foster is scheduled to appear in court on May 11th, and the 17-year-old was remanded to a custody order issued by the state. And Darien police have identified the driver of a vehicle that passed a stopped school bus on Tuesday, hitting a middle school student. The operator of the vehicle, 35-year-old Gary Hartog of Rowayton, remained at the scene and was fully cooperative with investigators, police said. Hartog stated that he had looked down at his phone, which was reportedly on the seat and ringing, and he did not see the stopped school bus or the pedestrian. Now, a 7th grade student at Middlesex Middle School was hit by Hartog's car as she was getting off the bus. According to Captain Don Anderson of the Darien Police Department, that student attempting to cross the post road in a northerly direction was struck by the passenger side mirror of that 2015 Chevrolet Colorado pickup truck, which was traveling eastbound at the time on the post road. The student was described as okay, according to an email sent from the school to parents Tuesday night, though she was transported to the hospital and treated for cuts and scrapes. And in other news, New Canaan police arrested a New Jersey man at New Canaan High School this week after he pretended to be a student. 22-year-old Tyler Morick was arrested for interfering with an officer and loitering on school grounds on Monday. Around noon, the school resource officer observed Morick attempting to enter the cafeteria of New Canaan High School from the exterior door. When approached, Morick told the SRO that he was 17 years old and had just transferred to the high school. A subsequent investigation found that Morick was 22 and a former student at the high school. Morick could not provide a valid explanation for why he was on school grounds, and he was taken into custody. He was advised also to keep off of school property in New Canaan. And the robber who struck at a bank and a gas station last week in Greenwich and led to a multi-state manhunt has finally been captured in California. The suspect in 3 Greenwich robberies was arrested early Wednesday. 34-year-old David Byers of Solana Beach, California, had managed to evade pursuers in Connecticut, New York, Pennsylvania, and Arizona after a series of robberies in Greenwich, but he was arrested in the San Diego area. Now, Greenwich police are seeking to have Byers extradited to Greenwich, where he will face 1 count of first-degree robbery as well as other charges. Now, Hearst, Connecticut media spoke with those who know Byers, and they say that he had worked as a fitness model where he had had some success, as you can see in a photograph there. But in other news, the Ridgefield Police Department, partnering with Rite Aid and the Ridgefield Prevention Council, collected more than 30 pounds of drugs in 4 hours last Saturday as part of the community's participation in the National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day. The department also has a collection box at its headquarters, which is accessible 24 hours, 7 days a week. The police have collected 221 pounds through the department's collection box this year, according to Police Captain Jeff Kreitz. And in Darien, an application for a redesigned Norotan Heights shopping center was approved by the Planning and Zoning Commission Tuesday night. Led by Palmer's Market, the new development would transform the existing Strip shopping center into a mixed-use development with retail shopping, office space, and apartments. The proposed development plan will include a net increase of about 1,500 square feet of retail space, 2,576 square feet of restaurant space, and 57 new residential units. There are currently 2 residential units on that site. Now, one of the project's goals is to give the Norotan Heights area a new sense of place by redeveloping the area in the style of a village. But you can get more on that story at DarienTimes.com. Let's throw it over to Frank Granito now for a look at the forecast. Frank.
Thank you, Kate. And it's absolutely beautiful outside right now. A little chilly with temperatures in the low 50s. We should see mostly sunny skies, though, for the first half of the day before increasing cloud cover later on this afternoon. Cooler again with an expected high of 61 today. Not as breezy out. Gusts only reaching upwards of 10-12 miles per hour. Muggy this evening, temperatures in the mid-50s. Rain starting right around midnight before what will be a wet Friday in Fairfield County. Rain all day on Friday. We're looking at 1 to 2 inches of rainfall, on and off periods throughout the day and heavier at times. We could see flooding in parts of the county. Rainfall is going to continue overnight through the evening, and it will begin to clear up in the early hours of Saturday morning. Mostly cloudy in the morning, but we shouldn't see any more rain until the late afternoon. Breezier out, gusts right around 20 miles per hour again. Cooler with temperatures in the high 50s, low 60s. There's a chance for a passing shower later in the day. We could see overcast skies Saturday night and maybe 1 or 2 more showers before Sunday. That's going to do it for this weather update. Let's go back over to Kate.
All right, thanks so much, Frank. Well, we are going to step out for a break. When we come back, we have more local news and a Nutmeg sports update with Frank coming up after this.
Want a new experience in car buying? Scap Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram with one of the largest inventories of new 2- and 4-door Wranglers. We are Connecticut's Wrangler headquarters. Come visit our new Ram Truck Center. Browse our websites, scapchryslerjeep.com or scapdodge.net to find the new Jeep, Chrysler Dodge car, minivan, or Ram truck you've been looking for. Just 2 miles from both I-95 or the Merritt Parkway exit 44. Save thousands right now during the Drive and Discover event. Now through May 31st.
Have a sports injury or a slip and fall that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist fast, without an appointment. Biking, golf, tennis, soccer, whatever the sports injury is, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care open Monday through Saturday, now at 3 locations: 131 Kings Highway North in Westport, the iPark building at 761 Main Avenue, Norwalk, and 36 Old Kings Highway South in Darien. Or go to coastalorthoexpress.com, like them on Facebook.
Wild Birds Unlimited.
At Wild Birds Unlimited of Brookfield, get expert advice from our certified bird feeding specialists. We offer always fresh, clean seed that will be sure to attract birds to your home feeder. Experience our excellent customer service. Open 7 days a week. Visit us at 317 Federal Road, Brookfield.
Wild Birds Unlimited. We bring people and nature together.
You don't have to go far for authentic Neapolitan cuisine and renowned wood-fire pizza. Pizzeria Loretano of Bethel is a contemporary Italian bistro, specializing in authentic wood-fired brick-oven pizza Napolitana. Pizzeria Loretano was named one of America's top 1,000 Italian restaurants in 2008 by Zagat, and recommended by Jane and Michael Stern on National Public Radio's Splendid Table. Located close to the Bethel Cinema, we focus on quality, and our food is always made to order. Join us for live jazz Sundays from 6 to 8. Find our schedule, menu, and more at pizzerialoretano.com, and like us on Facebook.
At Worcester School, we believe summer is a time for kids to be kids. We provide the safe and nurturing environment for them to find activities that match their interests and allow them to create lasting friendships. Summer at Worcester offers 7 weekly sessions at our Danbury campus from Monday, June 26th through Friday, August 11th for pre-K to grade 8. Find out more about our extended hours, new optional lunch program, and a new low price at summer@worcester.org or 203-830-3921. Summer at Worcester, experience the difference. Family and Children's Aid has been serving the community since 1809 and is now the largest outpatient children's mental health care provider in Western Connecticut. Our innovative services include providing shelter to homeless moms and children, substance abuse intervention, mental health counseling, and foster and adoptive services, among others. Our goal is to provide individuals and families a safe haven and hope for a brighter future. Find out more about us at fcaweb.org and call our Danbury campus at 203-748-5689. A Better View Window Cleaning Plus has been cleaning glass all over Connecticut for over 20 years. They also specialize in cleaning chandeliers, mirrors, skylights, tiles, and will power wash anything that needs cleaning. They hold an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and are fully insured and bonded. When you deal with a Better View, you're dealing with the best, not the rest. Call today for a free estimate, 203-284-8836, or visit them online, abetterviewcleaning.com. A Better View. Welcome back to this Thursday edition of your Coffee Break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, and it's time to throw it over to Frank Granito for a Nutmeg Sports Update. Frank.
Thank you, Kate. And we were at Darien High School yesterday for softball with an FCIAC matchup featuring the undefeated Darien Blue Wave, 9-0 in the conference, and the Fairfield Ludlow Falcons, just 2 games behind them in the FCIAC East Division, in what was a stellar pitching performance from both sides, seeing Sophia Barber and Brittany Romero duel this one out. Romero came away the victor as the Falcons upset Darien 3-1. Darien struck first, getting a 1-0 lead in the bottom half of the 4th, but 3 unanswered runs, 2 of which coming off the bat of HAN intern Megan Suchman, would go on to prove to be the difference as Ludlow takes this one from Darien. Let's take a look at the highlights from yesterday's game.
As we get set for a battle between 2 of the top 3 teams in the East Division, 2 of the top 4 in the conference. As a high fly ball to right center field, calling for this one was Holdery, but she couldn't make the catch. Scoring from second is Schiff, and on with a double is Perrone, and it is 1-0 Darien.
Back towards your body.
This is a line drive out to left field, going back and over the head of Pierce. Suchman is being waved around third. Pierce's throw to the cutoff will not come home. Sliding safely back into second is Bookus with a double, and we are tied at 1.
What a big time hit there by Bookus.
Barber's 0-1. A grounder to short, it's up the middle. 1 run will score. The second run is being waved home. The throw to the plate is off the mark. Taking a look from third is Romero, but a huge RBI double from the senior captain Suchman, and the Falcons have a 3-1 lead.
Big time hit there by Suchman. Aggressive to see if she goes.
She doesn't, as a grounder towards third base. Fielding this one, throw to first is in time. Good job by Doolin, and the side is retired. 2 outs, she represents the tying run. Fly ball to right field, Holdery tracking underneath it and makes the catch. The Falcons a 3-1 victory, and the Wave no longer unbeaten in the FCIAC.
So a huge win for the Falcons, who moved to 8-2 overall in FCIAC play and remain in 4th place in the conference. Darien at 9-1 is tied for first with West Hill, but they do hold the tiebreaker over Stanford, so they see themselves sitting in those first 2 spots. Looking at some of the other softball scores from around the county yesterday, West Hill shutting out Greenwich 9-0. Trumbull a 6-1 win over rivals St. Joe's. Norwalk edges Danbury 13-7. Ward over Trinity Catholic 15-0. Wilton over Central 15-0. Stanford's rolling Staples 14-1, and New Canaan a big win over Brian McMahon 16-1. So a couple of lopsided victories from teams who are making that playoff push now late down the stretch. Also want to give a shout out to Staples' Ben Kasparius. The young man threw a no-hitter yesterday in Staples' 18-0 win over Stanford. He helped himself on the offensive side as well. 2 home runs for the future North Carolina Tar Heel. We'll have plenty more on that game, a full breakdown of yesterday's softball matchup, and lots coming for you at Nutmeg Sports at 2 o'clock this afternoon. That's going to do it for this Nutmeg Sports Update. Let's send it back over to Kate.
All right, thanks so much, Frank. Well, in other local news, Reading police received a call from the Joe Barlow High School security guards on Friday, April 27th, reporting that they had located a small amount of marijuana in the car of a 17-year-old male from Easton. When police arrived and conducted a further search of the car, they found another separate amount of marijuana. That case remains under investigation, and Reading police are conducting the investigation in conjunction with Easton police. And 2 women in Milford were arrested May 2nd after allegedly getting into an argument during which one tried to drive away while the other was on the hood of the car. Police said that on May 2nd around 10:30 in the morning, they responded to the report of 2 women fighting in the street on Roses Mill Road near Woodmont Road. Police arrested 20-year-old Tiana Feliciano of 1 Avalon Drive and charged her with engaging in a physical altercation with Lashak Roman Lopez, 24 years old, of the same address. Police said the 2 women are dating and got into a fight after Feliciano stole Roman Lopez's car. Feliciano tried to drive the vehicle away from the scene while Roman Lopez was on the hood of the car trying to stop her from driving away. Roman Lopez was arrested too, accused of engaging in a physical altercation with Feliciano and another female inside of their home. Both were taken into custody and charged. And Darien police are investigating $3,400 in cash reported missing from an adult group home in Darien. On April 24th, officers met with representatives from STAR, a Norwalk-based organization providing support services for adults with developmental disabilities. The organization provides staff for the cottage in Darien. Now, the organization discovered the money was missing during a business audit back in February. STAR had recently terminated an employee who had access to petty cash receipts, and police are now investigating that individual as a potential suspect. And in some happier news, Easton native Sarah Sproviero and Reading native Isa Wong, both from Joe Barlow High School's class of 2007, have joined forces to found the Brooklyn-based startup Lightfoot Market. That market is focused on making it easier for people to shop with brands that align with their environmental and social values. Sproviero and Wang, friends for more than 10 years, came up with the idea after realizing how difficult and confusing it can be for people to shop for products that have a positive impact on the planet and society. Sproviero has a background in environmental and social sustainability and will complete her master's degree in sustainability management from Columbia University's Earth Institute this May. Wang is a co-owner of the Bauer Studio, a design studio, herbal apothecary, and gift store. But there's a lot more on that story at eastoncourier.com. We're going to step out for a break, and when we come back, our editorial director, John Kovach, joins me to preview our front pages this week after this.
Part of banking well is doing good. That's why, with the support of local community partners, Bankwell has launched the Bankwell Pet Adoption Project to boost awareness about the hundreds of animals in local shelters that need a home. And when you donate to the cause using the Bankwell self-service coin machines, we'll match your donation. For details, visit mybankwell.com/pleaseadoptme. Bank smart, bank local, bank well.
Spring has sprung at Walter Stewart's Market, and we're celebrating the new season with fresh takes on spring. From the finest produce around to guaranteed fresh seafood delivered daily by the best local supplier. Not only are we your time-saving one-stop shop for everything you need this season, our personable team is always ready with a helping hand. Shop Stewart's for the best of spring. Find us at 229 Elm Street, New Canaan, or shop online at stewartsmarket.com.
The new fishing season is fast approaching, so it's time to head over to the dock shop and get your gear in order. We're now offering bait in both Darien and our Westport location. The dock shop can service and repair your rods and reels, spool up new line, and fill any empty space you might have in your tackle box. Whether you're a fisherman, boater, or beach bum, the dock shop is a unique place to shop. The dock shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, dockshop.com.
Did you know heart attacks and strokes are the leading cause of death in America? Protect the health of you and your loved ones. Talk to a doctor about heart disease. Hi, I'm Dr. David Pazer with ProHealth Physicians, encouraging you to stay informed about health matters that affect you.
ProHealth Physicians is on the pulse of social media to share information about health and nutrition with the community. Get up-to-the-minute alerts, including ProHealth Physicians news and upcoming events. Connecticut's leading group of primary care doctors is just a click away.
At Budget Blinds, we're in business to frame the light, the day, and the night. So we give you an exclusive combination of high style, expert service, our no surprises pricing, and our no questions asked warranty. We believe that everyone, at every budget, deserves style and service. Isn't that a beautiful place to be?
I can't believe it.
Well, Dad, you did it. You sold 160 cars. Ready to go back upstairs now?
I think it's time. I wonder how the boys are making out in their new office. Not what I had in mind, Kyle. What, Dad?
Maybe we should retire. Right now, lease a 2017 Rogue S for only $139 a month. Isn't it time you got Millerized?
If you're watching this broadcast, you're not alone. The HAN network is available for 200,000 Connecticut cable customers on the Frontier network, and we've also reached more than 2 million viewers on our free live streaming sports, news, and entertainment broadcasts. To reach our rapidly growing audience, contact Advertising Director Jessica Murrin at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
Welcome back to this Thursday edition of your Coffee Break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, joined now by Editorial Director John Kovach to preview the front pages of our papers out today. Now, John, what are you looking at?
Do not be alarmed at the front page of the Ridgefield Press. We are not being invaded by the British again. But this is a key anniversary of the Battle of Ridgefield, and that was reenacted over the weekend. Great shot there. I love that kind of stuff. The budget referendum is coming up on Tuesday in Ridgefield, May 9th. Voters will decide on a just under 2% tax hike. The Shop, Chalk, Walk, the Spring Stroll and Barbecue Festival, that is going to be Friday and Saturday in Ridgefield. More discussion of school start times, and this is going on for 20 years now, the discussion of whether you need high school students to start later in the day. Ridgefield seems to be inching that way right now. Greenwich as well. And snakes do not deserve the reputation they have, according to at least one Ridgefield resident. I'll take his word for it.
All right, well, taking a look at the front page of the Trumbull Times. Now, a lot of controversy around this community center, but the town council has approved a community center concept. As you can see in that photo, about 70 people gathered near Town Hall on Monday to protest a lack of transparency there. So more on that story. Also, Trumbull student Ben Bovero will be studying dance with instructors from Moscow's Bolshoi Ballet Academy this summer. Very exciting. Congratulations to him. A story we've been following on Coffee Break, and that's former school board chairman Stephen Wright facing several DUI charges. He was recently rearrested in New Haven and has a bunch of court appearances pending. And First Selectman Tim Herp saying he will rule out special interest money for his state campaign. He's also making a big announcement about that campaign today, so check TrumbullTimes.com later on for more on that. John?
In Stratford, the Little Red School of Art and Music announcing that they're going to keep going. There is talk that the property that they are now on could be changing, but they're looking at new locations. They're going to continue uninterrupted and continue to offer classes to students as they have for decades in Stratford. So the Little Red School will live on. Support shown for the education budget, as is common at budget public hearings. They have two in Stratford. The first one got a lot of positive comments about the school board budget, which has been very controversial this year in Stratford. And a Stratford man arrested in a February collision that claimed the life of a moped rider.
All right, well, taking a look at the Milford Mirror, the community remembering Marin Sanchez, who was killed 3 years ago by a classmate just before her junior prom. They held a nice event over the weekend to remember her. Now, St. Peter's windows restored, and you can get more on that in this week's Milford Mirror. And also a family upset by removal of shrubs from a cemetery plot. Many cemeteries banning plantings like that. And a student setting sights on environmental activism.
In Wilton, more discussion of the lawsuit by the parents of a student against this town and the Board of Education. You've had a couple guests on CT Pulse on Wednesdays about that, Kate. The town insurance carrier declared insolvent, so more court filings involving that. A hearing on whether planners made an error in zoning regulations is coming back. That meeting has been moved to the Brubeck Room at the Wilton Library at 7:15 Monday, and this is age-restricted zoning regulations that will be discussed. The annual town meeting at which they decide the tax rate and budget was held, and a Wilton native is helping those who are struggling in South Sudan.
All right, taking a look at the Darien Times, another big story this week that we've been talking about, and that was a middle school student struck by a car. Now, that driver did remain on scene and was cooperative, said they had been checking their cell phone at the time and didn't see the student. The student is okay, only minor scrapes and bruises, thankfully. Also, the Darien Boy Scouts holding a 45th annual giant tag sale this Sunday. I'm sure there'll be a lot of great deals there. Housing authorities seeking a tax abatement. Latest state fiscal problems putting pressure on the town's budget. Town budget heads to RTM for approval on Monday. And some high school students attend a traffic safety fair.
In Reading, both budget items passed the annual referendum. More details on the case against a Region 9 Board of Education member who has been arrested for allegedly hindering a police investigation. The Frog Frolic had great weather last weekend. I still have trouble saying that.
It's hard to say.
I will never, ever get that right. But great weather for the Frog Frolic, which benefited the Mark Twain Library. A meeting at which experts discussed how to talk about risky behavior with your teens. And 3 concerts on the green have been reinserted into the 2017 lineup. But they are to raise funds to create a safety net for future concerts on the green in Reading.
All right, taking a look at the Shelton Herald. Actually, a piece I put together and something we talked about on CT Pulse yesterday. Brian Reed, who's a Shelton native, is an executive producer and host of the S-Town podcast. So more on that in this week's Herald. Very cool to speak to him. And the city moving closer to finalizing its budget, despite some uncertainty at the state level. A man arrested last week in connection to a fatal overdose just recently in Shelton. Residents chiming in on the plan of conservation and development update, and Save Our Shelton, looking to raise money for legal defense against the town and developments that they do not agree with.
In Easton, again, just as in Reading, they share a school district. The voters passed the 2017-18 budget. Again, the coverage there of the Board of Ed member. A feature on married pastors. There are 2 pastors who are a married couple, lead different churches, but they are devoted to serving others. Story on the Saddle Ridge decision, that being fought in court right now, and the awarding of the Ann Lindquist Award. That all in the Easton Courier.
All right, taking a look at the Monroe Courier. Freshman sports in Monroe potentially on the budget chopping block. So we'll see what happens with that. Again, the story you just mentioned, pastors dedicating their lives to serving others. A Stepney roof project passes, and some tree plantings going on in recognition of Arbor Day and, S-Town podcast story, which we just talked about. John, New Canaan Advertiser.
In New Canaan, the proposed cell tower near West School, which caused so much debate the past few weeks, that has been set aside. They may also move the proposed location at Irwin Park. A lot of people expressing concern for children. Planning and zoning resolved the cemetery issues, a historic cemetery found at the proposed site of Merritt Village. That has been dealt with for months. Appears to be moving forward. The Japan Society holding its Cherry Blossom Festival and dedicating a tree in Mead Park. And I just want to congratulate somebody that I've considered a friend for a long time, and that's Rick Franco of Franco's Wine Merchants in New Canaan. He was the Gridiron Club's fall guy. They annually pick a prominent citizen who gives a lot to the community to be honored. Rick was the honoree this year. I couldn't be happier for him. And Rick, congratulations on being the fall guy. And thank you for everything you did for New Canaan.
Very cool. All right, well, we don't have a hard copy of the Weston Forum in front of us, but here's a peek at the front page. We have police salaries topping the list, community discussing a town center and cluster housing, Weston auctioneers bid for success, and the budget passing at referendum.
Also in the Weston Forum this week is the Weston Special section. Everything you want to know about Weston in one book. Give it a look. It's a fresh look to it. We do these in all of our towns, and it really tries to be a comprehensive guide to the community, whether you're new to town or you've lived there for 20 years. And what's in Arts and Leisure?
All right, in Arts and Leisure this week, actor and singer James Naughton of Weston performing alongside his family, so a very cool story on that. And The Conscious Cook talking about the merry month of May and all the great things you can make as a result of it.
Looks like rhubarb.
I know, it does. Looks good. All right, well, John, I know we have Yankee Fisherman coming up at 1 today.
We are going to talk about a major multi-community cleanup coming up this weekend. We're going to talk about a big effort that brought together people from multiple communities to restore a stream last weekend. We are going to visit an event that's never been held in North America that was just held here in Connecticut.
Very cool. All right, and at 2 o'clock, Nutmeg Sports with Frank Granito and Kevin Coleman. And we're going to wrap things up here on your coffee break, but we will see you tomorrow at 11 for your coffee break. Have a great day.